Hey guys, I'm Dante Company and I'm here in Phoenix, Arizona, where the weather is hot basically every single day, reaching temperatures of like 44, 45 constantly, or sometimes in the 30s, 6s, but you know, always constant. But here I'm with my guest Eric Van Bibber, who will be talking about his software company and how he became to be where he is.
Hi, I'm Eric Van Bibber. I am the Chief Technology Officer at Prius Office. Prius Office is a software company here in Arizona that has been around about 15 years. We make software for companies of all sizes for email problems. Typical scenario is that two companies merge together and they need to consolidate the mail systems together, or they're doing an upgrade and they look for software to keep themselves out of trouble. So we've been doing that for a long time, and there you go.
So Eric, tell us what made you get into like coding and stuff like that. What was your true passion to start a company like that? And are you working by yourself or are you working with a partner at the moment?
So I got into software, I've been in technology most of my life. Before this company was made, I was a technology consultant, a contractor at a large company, and was solving problems there in a different way. Little issues would come up, and they'd ask me to fix those problems, and I would take care of those. And then the problem that we solve today with our software occurred 15 years ago at the company I worked at. And I and my partner at the time were faced with solving that problem, and so we worked on some processes and little bits of programs to help facilitate that, and that kind of blossomed into a company from there.
So knowing all this, what are the few companies that you have worked with at the moment?
So there have been many companies through the years, some recent companies that we've worked with across the world, some in Australia, some in Europe, some in the US. Names of note, ING, fairly large financial institution. We've done many of the New South Wales state government entities, healthcare, education, and so on. We've done food companies like Kraft here in the U.S. We've done state government and education and such in the States as well. We've done stuff for the U.S. military. The need for the product we have is really sector agnostic. It can work across every type of company. Every company that has email, it can run into this problem. So we've been fortunate that we've been able to develop a product that can be used by the smallest companies, but also by the largest that are out there. And we're able to support those regardless of size.
So it seems like you've worked with a lot of people in different companies throughout the years. The question is, how do you end up working with them? Do you go searching for them, or do they contact you privately?
So companies find us in a handful of ways, two main ways. One is they'll contact us directly. They'll run into this problem and they'll do a web search, or they'll talk to Microsoft, or they'll talk to someone in a similar business and say, hey, we're faced with this problem, what do we do? Or they'll go search that on the web and they'll find us. So we get a lot of direct customers where we sell direct to that customer and help them do that process themselves. But almost in an equal amount, we have partners where they are technology consultants or technology service firms that do the work for customers, and they will reach out to us to use our product so that when this consultant firm goes out to do work at the customer site, they can use good tools that keep that consultant firm happy with the customer, shortens how much time they have to spend there, reduces the amount of work that they have to do. So it's kind of a mixture of both of those, either direct sale or through a partner.
So it seems like you've worked with a lot of big companies. What about if I was like a very small business just starting out and I had no idea about technical support? Would I be able to contact you as well?
Yeah, so Prius Office company, we're purely a software company. So we don't do services so much in the sense as you described. We're not a typical technology company that we just kind of support everything that's out there. We'll support our own product, and we'll help our customers as they're faced with challenges that deal with the issue at hand, but our company is not one that helps people build computers or helps them with how do I send this type of email or something like that. It's really focused on that problem of we need to consolidate environments, or we just acquired somebody and we need to bring all their mail into our mail system.
So you support other companies with problems they may have faced, but the main question is, have you ever came across a few challenges of your own that you may have needed help? Or if you were able to fix it on your own, and what type of challenges were they?
Yeah, I'd say this type of business, we face challenges all the time because you run into uniqueness at an organization. Not every company has their environment set up the same way. So we do a lot of support where customers will say, hey, we have this other software that sends mail for us for like advertising or marketing, and how do we handle that as we combine these two companies. So yeah, we're always faced with challenges, new ones that are unique, that only that company may have. And so unlike maybe other software that you sell it to someone, they know what to do with it, and then you never hear from them again, our business is very hands-on. We have to talk to customers all the time, give them education, not just on the product, but to make sure that they are designing and orchestrating their efforts properly so they don't leave things out and create new problems for themselves.
Okay. At the moment, what is the main goal for the business? Is it to continue expanding, or what's the idea of it?
Yeah, so the goal of this business is to grow, but really I'd say before that is to help customers deal with this problem. This is not a problem that every company experiences every day or even every year. Some companies may never have this problem because they don't go through an upgrade or they don't acquire another business, and then others may be in a business where they're acquiring lots of companies. So our primary focus is to be there, solve those problems, and then because of that, we expect that, of course, we're going to grow over the years and expand. And our current efforts right now are to build partner relationships. We, instead of building a large sales force for ourselves, our expectation is, let's tap these consulting firms and services companies that are already integrated in businesses and doing work for them, and introduce ourselves to them so they can carry us into those businesses.
That is an awesome goal, but the main question is, will you be wanting to sell it later on? Because we hear that many people out there, they want to start a business for the idea of selling it only, and what do you think of that?
That's a good question. Having been in this company since its founding and for 15 years, that topic's come up internally, and we have been approached in the past, and the deal wasn't right when those times came up, but what we've learned over that time is if you build a business with its primary purpose of being acquired, nobody's interested in buying it. It has a lot to do with how it changes your mindset. As you heard me say from your previous question, one of our primary focuses, one of the main things we're trying to do is help customers with the problems they face. And so that's our primary mission. And getting acquired, that'll happen because of our value in the market, not because we're looking for a buyer. And so if it does happen and we end up finding a company, or a company finds us that is interested in acquiring us, as long as the deal's right, there's a good chance we would sell to them, but only if it's not, only if it's going to be something that's beneficial to the customer market.
Okay, you say that starting a business with the idea of selling it at the end it's really bad, that nobody would buy it. Why is it that people wouldn't want to buy your business if your whole idea was to just sell it in the end?
So if you build a business with the idea of, I'm going to build up this company so that I can sell it to someone else, the decisions you make from that early start change to where your focus is not on building the business and selling it to the customers you're trying to sell to. You end up changing your focus to making it look like it's valuable to a buyer. And when a buyer comes in, especially a sophisticated buyer, and they start investigating your business, they quickly sour on the interest because they find out that it's a bit of a prop. And if they were to take it over, they'd have to invest a lot more money into it besides just the acquisition to make it into something, or to use what you have. So it's for those reasons that build your business because you want to build a business, and but leave it open so that if you do build something valuable and somebody comes around to acquire it, that you're ready for that. So that's kind of how I've seen it.
That is perfect, and I'm sure a lot of people out there will now understand why creating a business with the idea of selling it only is not always the best idea to go. Now, what happens if there's somebody out there that wants to start a business and they have no idea on how to do it? For example, if you want to start up a technology-based company or any type of business, what message could you give to them?
So for those wanting to start a business, I'd first say go to school. And not for necessarily the activity that you're going to primarily do in that business. Go to school for sales and marketing. That's important. That has a lot to do with the success of a business. Just because you make something doesn't mean you're going to make any money, because if nobody knows you have it, then nobody's going to buy it. So you need to know how to market it and sell it, not just build it. And if that's not your interest, then you have to hire those people. So you have to then learn how to hire the right people and bring those people in. And I think that's the biggest thing. Any business that's going to be successful is not done by one person. You have to bring people in to do certain parts. You have to have someone that has skill at sales, someone that has skill at using the product, somebody that has skill at running the business as far as paying the bills on time and collecting the money from customers. So, you can start small, which is not a bad idea, but that's more of a prototype of, hey, let's see if this product is accepted by the market. But then as soon as you notice that it is, you should go and look for funding so that you can bring the employees on to help grow that business as soon as you can.
That is excellent advice for somebody that is wanting to start a business. But the question is, what type of schools should they go to learn these type of skills? Should they go to university, to seminars, workshops, mentoring? What should they do?
Any of those is good. I would say don't put yourself in debt. In this day and age, there's a lot you can learn online, and if you're self-motivated, you can learn that from books yourself. It is good to get a mentor. Find somebody who has a business that they're willing to spend time with you. Most business owners, if you treat them with respect and respect their time, they're willing to tell you how they got there. As long as you don't go there asking for a job or a handout or something like that, most business owners will tell you, this is how I got here. These are the things I did. And so you can develop a good mentor that way if you're in a similar business or there's skills that that business leader has. They're more than willing, in most cases, to talk about it.
That is perfect. But the question is, how can somebody be able to contact a business owner if they have no connection with them and if they don't know anybody related to them? For example, if somebody wanted to talk with like the CEO of a business, how could they do that? What are the strategies and ways of doing that? So
one of the ways is to find out what events those business leaders might attend that are open, or even if they're invite only, that you can potentially buy an invite to. There's a lot of charity organizations that large business leaders will attend, and those can be proper settings to make those introductions. But there's also ways through the internet. LinkedIn is a great site for developing relationships, and as I said, most people, if you reach out to them and show proper respect, they'll respond and point you in the right direction. I think the other thing too is don't reach too high. If you're just starting out and you're in some particular industry, don't try to get the attention of the CEO that's at the top of that market space. If you're in education, don't go to the top leader at the federal government for advice. Try to keep it close to your level, and then work your way up from there. As your business grows, then you can seek a new mentor that's a little farther ahead of you.
That is excellent advice. Truly amazing. To the viewers out there that are wanting to start a business, this advice is perfect for you. Just start slow. Don't aim too high at the moment. Just start, as Eric said, aim for the level that you are and then slowly progress up and higher. So Eric, tell us, what is the best way on how people can contact you about your business if they have any issues or problems with whatever problem they are facing with their business?
Yeah, I'm open to questions. Reach me on LinkedIn. You can find me Eric Van Bibber, ERIQ-VANBIBBER. LinkedIn is going to be your best way to contact me. I'm a member of lots of groups on LinkedIn, and you can message me through those groups as well. And a pretty active LinkedIn user, so that's the best way to contact me. You can also reach the Prius Office product and its stuff through the Prius Office website, priusoft.com, priasoft.com, and you can reach sales and support questions there as well.
Yeah, thank you for your information, Eric, and I'm sure that all of our viewers that will be watching this video, this episode, they would have learned something new that they've never knew before. So that is the main important thing. And thank you for being on the show, Eric.
You're quite welcome, and I'm glad to help, and appreciate you coming to the United States and seeing our country. Hope you had a good time here.
Well, actually, I'm having a really, really good time in Arizona. I'm like, did you know that this Sunday on the 26th, I will be going to Mexico, then LA, then Vegas for the first time. That'll be a lot of fun, actually.
Good places to go for a first time.
Yeah, exactly. You know, meet new people, meet new places, try out new food. That is awesome.
Lots of food here, for sure.
And everything's huge and cheap. Very cheap. You gotta love that part, though. So, thank you.
You're welcome. Thanks, Dante.
Thank you for watching our episode at The Dreamin' Show, and we'll see you next time. Bye.
Bye.